Hi, my name is Catherine and welcome to Chair Yoga with Catherine. Today's class will be about reducing stress and tension. All you need is a sturdy chair, one without wheels. It doesn't need to be any special yoga chair. And if you have blocks or books, something to elevate the feet or to use as a prop, that may be helpful. If your feet don't quite touch the floor in front of you, you might even place the blocks underneath your feet for a more supportive posture. It all depends on the height of your chair, your legs, and how you feel seated in your chair today. I would also just suggest having 1 or 2 blankets available, any type of throw blanket that you have, as an extra prop for the final resting position that we'll do today. Today's practice will be slow and intentional to help to reduce any lingering stress and tension within your body, your mind. So we'll start with some gentle breath work, finding your place in your seat, maybe softening your gaze or closing your eyes, letting the hands rest gently on your lap or down by your side. And we'll come to this version of Viloma pranayama, is the yogic term. A similar and more common term used today is cyclic sighing. So whichever one feels familiar to you, they are quite similar, so I'll go through the options. You may even take one hand to your abdomen and one hand to your heart to feel your breath moving through the body. So starting with our Viloma pranayama, we inhale one breath and feel the abdomen rise, really feeling the breath at the belly. Inhale a second breath towards the ribs. And inhale again a third sip of breath towards the upper chest. And then exhale a slow breath out. If 3 full inhales was a little too much for today, the other option is this sighing method where you inhale one breath, take a quick second sip of breath, and then a long, slow exhale out the mouth. You may even imagine you're blowing out through a straw as you do this. So as you inhale for 1, 2, maybe even 3, see if you could find a slight pause at the top, and then taking a long, slow exhale. Notice if you prefer exhaling out the nose or mouth today. Again, each form is beneficial for reducing stress. One might resonate more with you today than another. So aiming to take 5 rounds of your preferred exhale. We inhale for 1, 2, or 3 breaths, preferably 2 to 3. And a long, slow exhale. Allowing for a few more rounds of this breath practice. Maybe even noticing where the pause is between the inhales and the long, slow exhale. After you've taken up to 5 breaths, pausing with the eyes soft or the gaze closed, and just notice how you're feeling. These are 2 wonderful breathwork practices for reducing cortisol levels, reducing stress. If this is where you finish today, that's enough of a practice. If you'd like to continue on with the body movements to go along with the practice, we'll take a few gentle shrugs of the shoulders, inhaling the shoulders up towards the ears, and exhale, let the shoulders roll back down. Inhale again, the shoulders up towards the ears, and exhale, let the shoulders come back down. Nice and slow, continuing big inhale in, long exhale out. Just letting any tension held within your upper neck, shoulders, back, release down with the exhale. The weight of the world does not belong on your shoulders. Let it go with each exhale. After you've done the next round, we'll pause and begin to lower the right ear towards the right shoulder. Notice if the whole body wants to sway to the right, really trying to keep just the right ear. Taking the right hand on top of the head as support, not to press the head lower, just a hand of support. And maybe extending the opposite arm out to the side so you have this slope down the neck. You might even flick the fingers, letting any tension roll off the neck. You can almost imagine it rolling from the head, the brain, down the neck, off the shoulder, out the fingertips. Maybe even little circles of the arms would feel good here. Let the circles go the other way. And then take the hand either to the chair or to your low back to allow the shoulder to lower even lower, wrapping the shoulder down, extending the stretch a little bit deeper. And then you might start to move slowly your chin, your eyes, your nose towards the right shoulder. Feeling a bit of a deeper stretch down the left side of the neck. Pause here. Breathe. And slowly, we're going to take the hand that's on the head to place the head back in its place. Really gentle movement. And then release the hand off the head. Release the opposite arm down. Take a moment to see if the left side of the neck feels any different from the right side of the neck. Maybe even closing your eyes to just scan from the side of the head, down the neck, shoulders, to the fingertips. And then we'll start to lower the opposite ear towards the shoulder. Taking the same thing on the other side. Hand comes to the top of the head for support. Arm extends out to the side. Maybe a few flicks of the fingertips. Letting any tension held on this side of the body to release, let go. Some circles of the arm, small gentle circles one way and the other way. And then taking the hand either to the side of your chair, you could hold on to the side of the chair, or to your low back to feel the shoulder extend even lower down. And you might start to adjust the nose, chin, eyes further towards the direction of the upper chest, the armpit, the shoulder. And breathe here. Feel and notice what's alive, what's awake, what's releasing. Mindfully place the head back into its place with the hand. Release both hands to the sides. And take a couple gentle rolls of the shoulders back and forward, a few in each direction. And a full breath in and a full exhale or sigh to let it go. You're going to open the arms to cactus arms, so elbows bent, palms forward, and open the heart forwards. Let the gaze come up, the throat open, the heart space open. You might need to widen your feet just slightly. As we exhale, we're going to round forward. So this is a variation of cat-cow, bringing the palms and the forearms together. Inhale to open the heart, open the throat. If you're working with anything where rounding is not good for you, you might just take a little bit of a smaller close of the arms. So you might not round, you might not open as wide if extension of the spine isn't for you today. So taking a couple more rounds of this, we inhale, open the chest, exhale, round forward. And we'll take one or two more, your pace, your breath, your range of motion. On the next one, we're going to reach the arms all the way up to the sky. And then start to reach the right hand down to the side, lifting the left arm up and over for a side stretch. And then sweeping the arm down to come up and over the other way. We'll do one more to each side as you let the arms just flow side to side. Soft and gentle. As we come back to center, we'll pause in mountain pose, letting the arms rest down to the sides. Letting the feet be about hips distance apart. The shoulders rest strongly over the hips, the ears over the shoulders. Finding your full breath in here. And a full breath out. We'll take the hands to the shoulders and take a gentle twist here. As you inhale, lengthen through the spine. As you exhale, twist towards your right. Coming back to center, and then we'll twist to the left. About 3 more to each side, twisting only as far as it feels good for you right now. Keeping the spine nice and tall, so as you twist, working to really keep a tall, strong spine, not round to the side with the twist. And you can let each breath move you to each side. And the next one will come back to center, lowering the arms back down. Just let the arms sway a little bit side to side here. Okay, we're going to extend one leg out to the side. So this is where the books or blocks may be useful. You might have 1 or 2 stacked. So extending your right leg out to the side, you might, if you have armrest, this might be challenging, and so that would look more like a corner V-sit in your seat, where your left foot is facing forward and the right foot is facing slightly outward. If you're in a chair or a stool that it's accessible to extend the leg out, or you could change your seating, then you could do that. Either one works great. We're going to sit up nice and tall, keeping the shoulders over the hips. So notice if you've gone a little bit off track one way or the other. See if you can keep that strong core, strong spine, and open the arms out to a T here. So a variation of a gate pose, both feet grounded to the floor. Or just pausing here. And you might take little circles with the arms. And let the circles go the other way. And then taking your left hand to the chair or block, your choice, we'll reach the opposite arm up to the sky, or maybe even up overhead. Feeling this big side body stretch on the right side without collapsing into the left side of the waist. Inhale, sweep the arms back out to a T, and then start to come towards the other way, reaching the arm down the straight leg or towards the opposite leg as the opposite arm reaches up and over. Good, we'll do 1 more to each side. Let the arms come to a T, shoulders over hips, and reach the arm to stretch. Coming back to a T, reaching the opposite way. Returning back to the T, pause here. Hands can come into heart center, Anjali Mudra, palms pressing together at heart center, and start to walk the bent or straight leg back in, bringing the hips back to the center of the seat, center of your chair. Let the knees sway a little bit side to side. Taking the same thing on the opposite side. If you used something to elevate for your hands, like the block or anything else, you could move that. If you're going to take the side seat, if you have an armrest or something in the way, or the hips feel better, keep the legs in this position. If you choose to extend the leg out, extend the leg out. I'll do this one with the bent leg to show each side. So as the arms come out to a T, we'll start to reach the right hand down and the left arm back up and over. Breathe here. Use your core strength to lift back up to a T, and then start to come the other way, reaching up and over the opposite side. Once more to each side, returning to a T to come up and over, and returning back to a T, coming back up and over. Good. Coming back up, shoulders over hips. Bring the hands in towards the hips or to the heart, and walk the foot back in, swaying side to side with the feet. Okay, coming back to our lower body, we'll start to extend one leg straight out. As the leg extends out, we'll just turn the foot to go inwards and outwards. You may adjust on your seat if it's cutting into the back of your thigh a bit. So as the leg goes outward and inward, feel the rotation from your hip. And then stop where the leg is neutral and start to point the toes down and lift the toes up. So pointing down towards the earth, pointing up towards the sky. Keeping your torso up nice and tall and strong. And then start to draw the knee in, lifting the foot to draw circles with the ankle, a few circles one way and then the other way. And then tapping the foot down a few times, maybe even a little stomp might feel good. And then taking the opposite leg, we'll extend the leg out and let the leg go in and out a few times. So feeling this rotation starting from the hip as the toes turn outward and inward and outward and inward. We'll do a few rounds on each side, becoming aware of any difference between one side or the other without judging or trying to understand why. Pointing the toes towards the floor, lifting the toes up towards the sky, finding this flexion of the foot, the ankle, and then taking your time to lift the knee and draw circles with this ankle. You might hold under the thigh or in front of the knee, letting the circles go the opposite way, and then tapping the foot down or even stomping the foot. Good. Let the knees windshield a little bit side to side here. And we'll come to eagle arms. If you want to stand for eagle arms, you could stand. If you want to stay seated, we'll stay seated and open the arms wide to the sides, wherever that is for you. Taking the right arm under the left. We could stop here at a wide V, maybe even stop here with the arms to the shoulders, or maybe you continue to bind any amount. There's no right or wrong or better or worse, so you find the one that feels good for you, creating some nice opening in the back of the neck and shoulder blades. Staying here for a couple breaths, maybe it feels good to lift the elbows and lower the chin. Lowering the elbows, lifting the chin, let the arms go to one side of the face and then to the other side of the face. Returning back to center, maybe even starting to hinge at the hips, folding forwards just slightly towards your legs. A couple deep breaths here. With control, rising back up, releasing the arms out to the sides. Let the arms sweep and circle and lower down to the sides, flowing back and forth. We'll take the other side, so opening the arms up wide. If you did right under left, then you're going to do the opposite, left under right. This one might feel different, might be easier, might not make it all the way. So maybe you stop halfway, maybe the hands stop at the shoulders like you're giving yourself a nice hug, or maybe you bind any amount with the arms. Taking any of those variations, the elbows might lift, the chin might drop. The elbows and chin may come back to alignment as the arms go to one side of the face and the other. And maybe you even start to hinge at the hips and fold slightly forward. Slowly, mindfully, returning back to center to release the arms. Reach the arms slowly up towards the sky. Maybe the gaze follows. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Take the hands all the way down or stop at the thighs. And then inhale, halfway lift, arms come out to a T, rise back up, reach the arms back up to the sky, big stretch. You might even reach one arm up and the other. Slow climb, reaching through the side body and slowly letting the arms come back down to the sides. Okay, this may be an opportunity where you use your book or block again. We'll come to a seated figure 4. So your choice, if you want to take the right leg to cross over the knee, that might be an accessible place today, or the foot might feel better at the floor or a setting of the block. So if the foot is on the ankle side, you might receive a nice ankle and hip stretch here, or you could keep it a little bit upward, just with the knee bent out to the side. So whichever of these you're at, we'll stay for a few breaths, letting the hips open gently. And without forcing the knee down, could you maybe even soften your gaze or close your eyes and just imagine the knee opening and releasing towards the ground like a magnetic pull. and feel that opening that might be happening in your outer hip, just with the process of the mind, with the clarity, with the connection, with the focus of the mind. There's no need to force the body into any position, posture, or shape. And if you want to change the shape from here, you might even start to fold towards your legs. Another way of increasing the intensity of the stretch, controlling with each breath as you lower slowly. Staying here for just a couple more breaths. Gently, mindfully, sitting back up if you are folded forward, releasing the leg that's crossed, whether it's on the block, the floor, or the leg, letting the hips sway in and out a little bit. And we'll come to the other side, so adjusting props as needed, bringing the foot to the mat, to the block, or to the top of the knee. Wherever you are on this side, have that visual of the bottom of your knee reaching like a magnetic pull towards the earth. And notice if sensation has changed in the outer hip. Keep the back lifted up nice and tall. So again, the shoulders are over the hips. When we start to round forward, letting the low back arch or the upper back arch, we lose the intention of the hip opening in the seat. So this seated chair yoga can be very strong, a strong practice. Maybe you hinge forward, deepening the opening of the hip. And remain in this side, on this side, for as many breaths as you slowly find this gentle release in the hips, whatever's being held there, energetically, physically, emotionally. Send that breath, maybe big sighs like we did at the beginning, to the hip. And slowly, as you're ready, rise back up, hugging the knee in towards the chest. Let the knees sway side to side. And we'll take a standing forward fold. If this is the point in the practice that if standing is not what you want to do today, you can take the fold seated. If you're working with osteoporosis, osteopenia, anything else with your bones or back that you're not going to fold fully, you could just do the half fold. So you would gaze forward, keeping a flat back, and stay here for a couple breaths, nice and strong in your half fold. If you're taking the stand, if you don't have a padded seat that you're using today, if you have a folded chair that's hard, you might add a blanket onto the chair. And depending on how far you fold today, you might use 1 or 2 blocks as well. So we're going to stand right in front of the chair seat with any of those props available or accessible. Bringing the hands to the hips, we're going to hinge at the hips, a little bit of a bend in the knees, and stop halfway. So the hands could come to the chair now, keeping this flat back. Feel the release here. And if accessible, if you feel like you want a different version, you might start to let the hands come down the chair. You might start to lower the head towards the chair, the blocks, the blanket. You might soften the grip of the hands, maybe even letting the arms dangle. Maybe staying here in whichever variation you're in for a couple more breaths. When you feel ready to come out, we're going to come to a flat back, a little bend of the knees. The hands can stay at the chair or the hips, and with that flat back, press into the feet, press into your glutes, and lift back up to standing with the flat back. Good. Pausing here, we'll come to our final position, which will be on the mat with the legs up the chair. Staying for at least 3 minutes. If you could stay for more, maybe 5 or 10, that would be maybe even better for you today. But if you have at least 3 minutes to come to this legs up the chair variation, if you have a couch or a wall or something else you would like to use, you could do that as well. Depending on how your neck is, you might use a blanket for your head, maybe a little roll to support your neck, or just placing a small fold of a blanket or a light pillow to support your head. And then another blanket to either go over the whole body or just over the torso for a little extra grounding support. So as we come into this position, you can bring your seat fairly close to the seat of the chair and start to lift your legs up so the calves are supported on the chair. You might even roll the calves out a little bit so the knees are off the chair. And then you can start to roll down slowly, so coming to the forearms, maybe scooting in or out a little bit more. Really take time to make sure you're in the right position for you that's comfortable. As you get there, adjust the blanket. So if you want the blanket to cover your feet, your legs, you could drape that first or toss it up and over. And then let the arms come out to the sides, maybe the palms face up. If you have an eye pillow or something, a shirt or something next to you that can cover your eyes for darkness, that would be wonderful too. And taking a couple deep breaths in here, maybe returning to our breath at the beginning, inhaling 2 to 3 times in a long, slow exhale. And for these few minutes of supported legs up the chair, can you allow yourself to be only here, not in more places than one, feeling your mind, your body, present here in this position, in this moment of stillness and silence. You might scan the body from the toes and heels to the supported calves and legs, feeling the support of your low back and spine, the shoulder blades expanding on the earth beneath you, and the head and the neck supported. Sending love and gratitude to all parts of yourself for taking this time to soothe your nervous system, to reduce your levels of stress and tension, and to be fully present with yourself. Staying here for as long as you can, knowing that there's no rush. You deserve to rest. Rest here. And when it feels like the right time for you to move on with your day, know that as I work my way out, you do not need to. You could pause the video. You could set a timer. And when it's your time to come out, you'll gently start to walk your feet in from the chair. If the chair is light, you might push it away or roll your knees to one side. Take time to stay on that one side for a few breaths, giving yourself time to move from your back to your side. And from the side, you can gently take the hands to press into the earth, giving you a lift to come back up to a seat. Taking time to honor yourself for making time for this practice, to rest, to move, to breathe. With so much love and gratitude.